Stars often find themselves in the tabloids and in the courtrooms, and to find out how their legal troubles might end up, we've brought in our legal expert, Kent Zimmermann, this morning. We're covering Lil Wayne, Martha Stewart, and LaToya Jackson. So let's start with Lil Wayne and his lawsuit against Quincy Jones. Kent, what are the facts in this case?
So here's the deal. You've got Quincy Jones III, the son of the legendary music producer. He made a video documentary about Lil Wayne, otherwise known as Wheezy. Lil Wayne did not like how that documentary came out. In fact, even though he gave permission for it to be made, he is now suing Quincy Jones, saying that Quincy Jones didn't have permission to use his music in the documentary.
So it's just about the music, not so much the content?
That's the deal. It's a copyright infringement lawsuit. Interestingly, in the industry, there are typically fees paid from the person who's making the movie to the person who made the music. They're called clearance fees in the industry. In this case, they weren't paid in Lil Wayne. He wants him to be paid up.
Okay, legally speaking, who's going to win this fight?
It's interesting. Lil Wayne, he's got a point on this one. I think that the issue will be, if this gets to court, was there an implicit grant of permission to use the music by virtue of the fact that he gave permission to make the movie in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll see how that one plays out. On to Martha Stewart and Emeril Lagasse, both hit with a multi-million-dollar suit. What's this one about?
Martha's got a little bit of a bad track record in court, it seems like. Picture this. You're at home after a long day anchoring the news. You kick back, you got your feet up, you're watching the Home Shopping Network maybe. Some knives come on. On one side of the blade, on these cooking knives that you're thinking about buying, it says made in Solingen, Germany.
Okay.
Which some people might know, that's where a lot of high quality cutlery is made. So if it says made in Solingen, Germany, where do you think it's made?
In Solingen, Germany.
That's what I would think.
Yes.
Turns out these are made in China, of all places. So a lot of people aren't happy about that, including a trade association in Solingen, Germany, that's now suing the Home Shopping Network, Emeril, and Martha Stewart and their companies.
For false advertising?
False advertising,
okay.
Precisely. Trademark infringement. This is a little bit of an ugly one for Martha and Emeril, is what I would say.
Oh, man. Okay, so legal implications here. Who do they stand a chance?
Probably will settle out of court, I would guess. What I would say is, when courts look at trademark infringement, they ask one question typically. It's the most important one. Are consumers, like you and me, confused about where the goods came from? My sense is this is a confusing one for consumers.
I mean, I definitely would look at that and think, okay, this is a fine quality knife that was made in that town in Germany.
I'm with you.
Okay, and like you said off camera, we'd be remiss if we did a legal segment involving celebrities without including the Jackson family. This one we were talking about Janet and LaToya Jackson. What's going on here, Ken?
Okay, so Vanity Fair magazine, the current issue, out on newsstands now, has an excerpt of a new book due out next month. It says two very salacious things in this excerpt. Number one, it says LaToya Jackson. It says that she showed up at Michael Jackson's home just a few hours after he died, and it insinuates that she took a stash of cash out of the house in a black plastic garbage bag and tried to take that for herself. That was the first thing. Second thing, it says that Janet Jackson delayed the funeral, the burial of Michael Jackson over a financial dispute. It said that she wanted to get reimbursed $40,000 that she put down for the funeral, and she wanted his estate to pay for. Those are the allegations. Those two, through their lawyers, Janet and LaToya, are suing Vanity Fair magazine. They're threatening a claim of defamation, saying that their characters were damaged by these stories.
We will see how all these play out. Thank you so much for the roundup, Kent Zimmermann. Always good to see you on a Sunday morning. We appreciate it.